Welcome back to Bostin British Fittle, where Maggie and I aim to bring you as many varieties of different British foods as we possibly can. Today we're doing what's known as a dinner centrepiece, celebrated for hundreds of years. We're doing Marchpane. This table centrepiece is made purely of marzipan mixed with different food colourings and then pasted over with watery icing sugar and a dash of vanilla essence. Marchpane was the medieval chef's wonder to show off. Not only would they bring out obviously huge joints of meat decorated, they had to do something for the dessert. They needed it to taste nice, but they needed it to look good as well, you know, a centrepiece. And this is what they'd bring out. Unfortunately, by the middle of the 18th century, it sort of became a victim of its own success, because all it is pretty much almond and sugar, marzipan. People realised that as a decorative piece, it could decorate cakes and things of that nature. So sadly, the Marchpane got relegated to being a cake decoration. So to make Marchpane, you're not going to really need a lot of ingredients. Marchpane is pretty much marzipan, and we're going to shape it and decorate it and cut it into a nice looking dessert. You're going to need some icing sugar because you're going to need to roll it out. And I here have got 2 bowls and 2 different sets of food colouring, because I want to colour some of the different bits when I add it. I'm also going to add a tiny amount of vanilla essence. So I'm going to roll this out, divide it into half, use that as the main base, and then of the other half I'm going to cut that into 1/3 and 2/3. So you've got a bigger piece to use on top of the first half, and then the other bits the other third I will cut into smaller pieces and use to decorate the whole thing. Okay, so we are going to get on and do that, and we'll see what we come up with. Okay. Surface has been cleaned. I'm going to be using some more of that in a bit. Let's move it out around a bit. Cool. Here's our block. So, first thing I'm going to do is get a knife, and then I will cut it in half, approximately half. There we go. That's the one that I'll be using. And then this. Okay, so I'm going to put that into the bowls, just out the way for now. We're going to see what we can do with this. Now, it's a bit too tough at the minute to really roll about, so get my hand in. There you go. Really need it. Well, that's good. There we go, it's getting a bit more malleable now. Okay, bro. Let's get my rolling pin out. Grab some of the sugar. Wipe it on. There we go. And let's just roll it out. I want this nice and circular because it's a sort of a circular dessert anyway. A centerpiece circle seems appropriate somehow. Obviously you can do whatever shape you want. Being a decorative piece for the table, you can make it square, triangle, oblong, whatever you fancy. As this is my first marchpane, I am going for circle for ease. You don't want it too thick, obviously, it's very full of sugar. So giving people thick amounts of this means they're just going to have lots of sugar all at once. Okay, grab a bowl. That's not bad. I want a bigger bowl though, so I can cut it to a nice amount. Fat. How about that? Oven. Here, hob. Little saucepan cover. That'd be a nice size. What's nice about this, even though as you can see I've got edges, they can still be used later. So, get that down. Excellent. There we go. That is my base piece. So, ooh, ding ding. I'm going to pop that. There. Ready. And then got these two bowls. I'm going to put those two together. And I'm going to mould this, which I also want quite flat. It's amazing just doing this. The icing sugar really kicks up. I can feel it at the back of my throat. It's perfect for this. Perfect to roll out for this. Right, now this is experimental, so we'll see if this works or not. There we go. Didn't want to open. Just going to put one little bit. See, that's not even a full teaspoon there. So, I'm going to make a little thing there. See, I've made a little almost like a dish in the marzipan. Put that spoon to one side. And keeping it in the bowl, I'm going to start moving it around in that food colouring. As you can see, look at that. It's making hay already. Oh my word, look at that colour. Might not have needed as much as I did, but it's always wise to use it. Really mangely, because you can see there's still white bits in there, so we want this as blue as we can get it. Look at the colour of my hands. So yeah, there we go. It's really mixing well. Okay. So that I'm content as all the bits done. I'm now going to set that to one side. I'm going to wash my hands and then we're going to move on to the next bit of marzipan. Okay, there we go, all done. Then the last bit. Again, let's get it in there. Nice and malleable. There we go. And obviously, this is going to be the red one. I'm going to put, obviously, a little less in this one than I did the previous one. Overwhelmed it a little bit. Good colour though. There we go. I think that will do. Good blood red colour. Oh, there we go. That's better. Okay. Here we go again. Well, that's gone all the way through. Look at that. And the same as you did for the blue or for the other piece that I did there, you want to keep going through it until you make sure there are no white bits of marzipan. You get it all. It's all coloured beautifully, hopefully. Just roll it around in that red a bit more. Still see some white bits. There we go. That's looking much better. Okay, and again, let's get this off my hands and then we'll move on to the final bit. Hi guys, before we go any further, please don't forget to follow, like and subscribe my YouTube channel to get updates on all the other British foods I'm going to try. And if you can think of any other British foods that I might like to try, go on to my Blue Sky account, bostinbritfittle.bluesky.social. And don't forget to also check out my Instagram page for all the British foods that I'll have tried, and you can see all the images on there. All right, thanks very much and enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, all done again. So I'm going to start with the bigger one, because that will be going on top. All that around. Plenty of sugar on it. Mould it about. Yeah. Watch it stain the surface, of course. Yeah. Let's move that out of the way. Again, let's put some sugar on this bad boy and just roll it out. Now again, do whatever decoration you want. That's the whole point of Marchpane. Just making it look like whatever you want. I mean, for example, these two colours here could be suggestive of the Union Jack, which I could put on the top. Oh, it's sticking. This is the danger of not having enough sugar. So let's get some more out. That's a worthwhile lesson whilst we're here. Let's put a bit more down. Go. But yes, as I was saying, I could do the Union Jack. I'm not going to. I'm going to just come up with something of my own. I'm not sure what yet. Ideas are formulating as I'm making. So we'll see. We will see. Now, this time, I'm going to use a cutter again, but it's smaller. Another oven, another pot top. There we go. I'm going to place that on top of my current one. So there we go. That's what it looks like. Ooh. That's what it looks like so far. Now I know that that's the right size, I'm going to do something different with this. I'm going to take an egg cup and cut out sides. There's nothing measurement wise going into this. This is just guesswork, really. The whole point of doing these as well, all the bits afterwards, is that you can make them into something else. No bit of the marzipan is left. It's all used up in one way or another. It's just up to you how you want to use it up. Okay, almost got a leaf pattern going there. In fact, I think I like the idea of a leaf pattern. Let's see where it gets us. So, if we go with the idea of a leaf pattern on here, I'm going to just score a little bit. Notice I'm being uneven on purpose. I mean, there's no straight lines. There are some, but I'm still going to drag it to there, so that'll do. Got a nice leaf pattern there. Add a couple more like so. There we go. And I'm going to see what I can do next. Let's take a little bit of the blue, roll it out flat. Go. So we've got a nice, oh, that's a nice idea. Let's put, I mean, we've got plenty of blue here. There we go. That looks nice. Okay, going to keep the blue bits aside and work with some of the red now. See what we can come up with here. And it's supposed to be multi-layered, so if it's going to be multi-layered, I'm going to take the leaf off, leave that to one side and do something else first. In fact, I know what I'm going to do. Let's have another layer on the bottom. Now, for this one, I'm going to use a bowl because it was smaller. use for the blue. Now that is going to go on just as it is. And what I think I'll do now is take a little bit of the red, just give them a pinch. So I've got fingers there, and then I'm going to press down, flatten it. So I've got a nice little triangle shape. And with that, I'm going to put little triangles, around the edge. Like so. In fact, it's red, so it might look a bit like the sun. And for the sake of those watching, I'll either fade to black now until it's done, or speed it up. Okay, got a slice of the Marchpane. And what a surprise! Taste of marzipan. It's a lot firmer than I thought it was going to be, even though it flexes a little bit, but it's as firm as marzipan is. Delightful. But what does the pupper think? What does the pupper think? Okay. We have an eager pupper ready to try some Marchpane. And doesn't stand on any sort of ceremony. Goes, thank you very much, I'll have that. Is there any more? Afraid not, pupper. I'm afraid that's all that's left. Just the sugary goodness on my fingers. Thank you.